All right, welcome to the Lilac City Smash podcast. I'm your host, You're Too Late. With me, I have Jack and Anson, the Deldren Evans.
Yo.
We are coming hot off of a monthly tournament, specifically Beyond the Grotto 2. There was a lot going on there, a lot of aggressive plays. I saw more taunts there, more teabags there, more mashing forward smashes than I've ever seen in my life on Wi-Fi. Can you perhaps shed some light on that, Anson, or do you know any of the players there, or what's actually going on there?
So Jaclonk, he's actually the reason I taught mid-set. He just I watched him at Back in Blood, the very first one, and he taunted maybe 20 times a game. like
Only 20?
Yeah, he said it's fun, but it also gets in your opponent's head a little bit. So if you can get them tilted, then they'll make bad decisions. So I do it mostly just for fun, just because it's a part of the game that we have decided is rude, so we don't do it. But
yeah.
As far as the aggression, Jaconk's always been an aggressive player, and his off-stage play against JR was crazy. He would just jump off stage, nair, and then that's it. That's all it took to take some of JR's stocks.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy to watch there. But yeah, the notes here to say taunts, teabags, and mashing galore. That's basically all of top 8. And I'm like, man, I do all those things myself, but I got nowhere near top 8.
Yeah, and Wolf's smashes are just safe, especially the up smash. It flattens, so it's hard to hit, and he literally can react and shield almost immediately after doing it.
All right.
I think he said it was -7 or something, and I'm like, that's insane.
But otherwise, what were your impressions of Beyond the Grotto 2? Is it going in a good direction? How are you feeling being a TO again?
I mean, it feels good being a TO, especially since we didn't have a monthly in Spokane specifically, and the only monthly was Omni. So I was like, without Checkmate, I felt like there was a void that needed to be filled again. Mm-hmm. So it's good. It's good that did get filled. I mean, our attendance hasn't been bad. I thought this one was going to be really low since we unfortunately had the double book with TCT. Yeah. But we had 9 players there, and we still ran 24 at Grotto, which was, nice to see.
That's phenomenal numbers, especially for a typically low attendance for weeklies. So to get them out of the woodworks is really cool, especially considering it's gaming Grotto. I mean, that's where I met everybody in the Smash community is there. So good job getting that venue back, huh?
Yeah, it was awesome because that was one of the first ones that I went to too, because it used to be $3, and if you brought a setup, it was $1.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was a lot of people went because it was super affordable, and so everyone has nostalgia towards that venue and towards Adam. So I just was like, yo, can we just do this, and we'll do it a monthly so you don't have to worry about it. And he was down, so yeah, it's great to have it back.
Yeah, no, it's especially from a nostalgia point of view. I mean, I just go there. I mean, on the outside, yeah, it looks like a hole in the wall, but it is the most cozy, comfy hole in the wall you could ever expect from a venue. I don't know. I might just be biased. I really love Gaming Grotto, so.
I mean, I'm right there with you. I'm biased towards it.
Lovely. So moving on from Beyond the Grotto 2, I'm just going to plug Odyssey 3, specifically the side bracket. Jack and I just got done testing Oops All Specials, and let me tell you, I miss my forward air so much.
Yeah, I can see Anthony's face contort when he gets a grab and jumps up for a fair and nothing happens. He just stands there. His character goes into free fall.
So no, it's going to be glorious. I'm going to fine tune the rules, but basically it's going to be single stock for most of the games. It's going to be best of 3, best of 5. It don't matter. It's going to be pretty quick hitting. It reminds me a lot of, have you ever heard of a game called Dive Kick, Anson?
I remember it, but I don't, I remember the name, but I don't really remember it specifically.
Basically, you get hit once, you're dead, and the only move is jump and kick. So.
Oh, it's kind of like footsies on the App Store.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so yeah, I just wanted to plug that real quick. I mean, this is the most diabolical thing I've ever put players through, assuming they even attend it, but that's fine. So actually, we're going to move on to the topic of the cast. I figure Anson is probably the best person to talk to about this, is controllers. in Smash Ultimate. We have possibly the widest variety of Smash controllers I've seen in the wild since Brawl and like sideways Wii remotes and stuff. To call out one of our local members, we have a fellow Sephiroth Chad Barnabas walking into bracket with a sideways Joy-Con Sephiroth. And I've seen him go into Discord and talk about he uses a PS4 controller as well. What controllers have you seen out in the wild there, Anson?
So I've seen people use a PS4 controller, and you just use like a little adapter made by 8-bit, and then you can use that same piece. I've seen people use Xbox controllers. I've seen like Tet has the Wii Pro controller, and then obviously you have GameCube, you have Pro, and then a lot of like third party GameCube controllers, which I am not a fan of at all. That's what I first tried to start with.
Wait, really?
Yeah, and they go bad quickly. Like I had at least 2 do this, and I've talked to other people that tried using the third party GameCube adapters, like the ones made by I can't remember.
That's probably a good enough answer. Made by shit I can't remember. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's correct.
But it would be like a point where I'd be dash dancing, and then my character would automatically do an attack or a special because I don't know. It's like the motherboard starts going bad in those.
You got to get the Pelican controller with turbo, make you run faster.
Yeah, there you go. I'd be jabbing on people's shield real fast with one of those.
Oh yeah,
Only as fast as the buffer system. Don't forget that.
I need to bring in a pair of the Donkey Konga bongos. Play on those guys.
Those would probably be good for Oops All Specials. Just like have the left bongo be B and then like the right bongo be shield or something. I don't really know what you do out of that.
And then you could jump by clapping. They had an audio sensor in there. You could clap your hands to jump.
That's great.
That's
great.
And I've also seen the box controllers. I'm not a fan of them. I tried it for a few games, and I know it takes a while to get used to them. I mean, maybe if I was playing Melee more, I would be more into it because it makes the game way easier and it's easier on your hands. But I'm not a fan of them.
Yeah, it was definitely a trip. I went to Elite Gaming Center, and there was a Melee setup, and there was a box player there. I forgot who they were, but they were very patient with me as I tried to maneuver Battlefield and quickly SD a few times because I didn't know where my B button was, and I'm like, I just want to be able to move normally. But that also brings up something else that I was thinking. Controller spiking. You don't see anyone really spike a box controller, do you? Or have you?
I've never seen that. Those are expensive too. So you're spiking one of those, you're freaking crazy.
Oh, that actually brought something up to mind. Let's rank all the controllers we've seen and their spikeability. So let's just start something with like GameCube controller. Like they have a really good handle for that rage bit after you like SD'd your last stock, and they seem sturdy, right? So when you throw them down, they bounce pretty good. Like, what's your impression of spiking the GameCube controller, or what do you think about it?
I've definitely spiked my few. They're lighter, but they're mostly hollow, so they hold up really well being spiked. But when you like compare it to a Pro controller, which I've seen Sportman spike one on cement, it like shatters. Like it doesn't hold up at all. And Pro controllers have 2 motherboards in them, and they are like stuffed filled, and they just break when you spike them.
That's incredible. I was thinking of, have you seen the GameCube controller with the keyboard in the middle? That really fat, wide one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I was sitting here envisioning, like, you can't really spike that with one hand. You kind of got to, like, get both hands on that guy and, like, do an overhead swing like an axe to spike that. I'm just imagining that. I'm just sort of cracking up because, like, I'm just imagining it bursting into a million pieces and just seeing the keyboard pieces fly out.
Yep, I think that's the strat. Hold one side and then just swing it down like an axe.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the controller's a joke when you bring it into Smash, but I can't imagine bringing that in and then getting mad to the point where you do that. But, I'm sure someone's done it on YouTube somewhere.
My favorite spikes to watch are the ones I've seen on Salt videos where they grab the cord and then they just repeatedly slam the cord down by the cord.
Oh, my goodness. And that's a really good way to crack it open if you don't have a tri-wing screwdriver, am I right? Or is there a better way? So I just remembered Tet's controller, the Pro controller with the sort of switch adapter. I'd be afraid to spike that because the Pro controller from the Wii doesn't have any good handles. So I'd be afraid that like as soon as I raise it up, it slips out, and then all of a sudden it gets smacked in the head with whatever it connects to the Switch with, that little dongle it has there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's some funny stuff.
Also, I'm gonna call out Tet forever on this. That controller setup sucks. Like those dongles have so much lag, and he will say it doesn't. But I own one, and I bought it so that I could play NES Super Mario Bros. 3 with an NES controller, and it is so laggy.
Preach.
Tet, get a normal controller, bro. I'm gonna say it forever.
And don't spike your controller, otherwise the shit might wrap around your wrist and smack you in the face. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
when the controller spikes back, that's bad. Let's see. I also have a question as far as since we're talking about cracking controllers open. I saw this advertised by Austin. What is a fob controller? Like, is that an acronym for something, or what do we know about fobs?
So I don't know a ton. But what it is, it's a custom motherboard that they put in, that supposedly is all digital, and so it doesn't go bad. Because then they also on your thumbsticks on the sides, like on the top and the right side, I believe, there's the little sensors. They replace those with magnet sensors. So it's supposed to never go bad, and you can reset them at any time. So you're not ever gonna have snapback, you're not gonna have drift. So in that sense, it's good, and it also has one frame inputs, which makes it more reliable, I guess, and faster. So when you're hitting stuff, it hits. I don't know. That's why I got one. The guy kind of sold me on it when he was like, he's like, you don't need your controller working against you. And I was like, fair, I'll buy one.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to resist victory as much as possible. So
Yeah, I do that enough on my own. I don't need my controller doing that for me.
exactly. No, I do that plenty with mashing and teabagging and taunting. Apparently, no. That's great. So you can actually reset the sticks. You said, right? Is that through USB, or do you just like put a new magnet in there? Like, how does that work? I'm really curious now.
So you can actually, there's two ways. You can just do it on your controller. There's a button input you do that'll put it into safe mode. And then you can reset the sticks by like hitting the right button inputs and then moving the stick around, and it like resets 0. It resets, all 8 angles. So at any time you can just do that. But you can also open it up, and the motherboard has a micro USB port on it, and then you can plug it into your computer and put custom firmware on it. You can reset it so it only pulls so much power. You can do it. You can do a lot with it. I was watching Dippy do it, who actually is selling fob boards in Iwa at, I forget. I'm trying to think of what it's. Hold up, I'll tell you right now. teamdivinecustoms.etsy.com. He sells fob boards on there now, and he knows a lot about them.
All right, maybe we reach out to him and get him to talk a little bit about controllers. That wouldn't be a bad idea. While we're doing shout outs, I have to make a huge shout out to the Comet and his program called Reframed, because getting actual statistics after every game for Beyond the Grotto was eye-opening, and it also gave commentators a lot to talk about there. It was pretty cool to look at that. I didn't know you could actually do something like that, or people were thinking about, getting that,
Yeah, I've seen Melee players do it, but I didn't know you could do it with Ultimate. So it was so cool to see on Ultimate, and that it gives you, like, it told you how much stage control you had. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah, it gets even better than that. He's working on a few plugins, but no, it's pretty cool. Back to controllers real quick. I just remembered that on the subject of box controllers, there was someone out there who was using a Tupperware setup, or at least what I call Tupperware. Could you shed some light on that?
Yeah, so Malcolm, Malkitty, he was wanting to buy a box controller during COVID, and you just couldn't find any. And so he custom made his own, and he put it in Tupperware because that's the container he had that was big enough. So it had keyboard buttons, and he did all the solder work himself, and it turned out really cool for just DIY. Yeah, he's since moved to a real box controller, but I mean that one got the job done.
Well, Jack, do you have anything to add for controllers, or what do you think the best
Mine
controller is?
mine has Mountain Dew on it. That's pretty cool. they they spilled grape flavored Mountain Dew on it at the last Omni, and the left joystick sticks sometimes, but I make it work. I don't know if that's considered professional grade, but that's what we're working with.
Do you use a GameCube or Pro?
No, it's a Pro controller. It's part of the reason I'm not mad that it got Mountain Dew on it. There's like a $10 controller that Dave gave to me secondhand, and it's sticky. That's the Kong. That's the Kong controller.
Yeah, shit.
Is that what you brought to BTG?
Hell yeah,
Oh, poor Jack.
dude! I'm fucking kicking ass with that controller, man.
That's what I was gonna say. Like Graver almost lost too. I didn't realize that you'd actually spilled Mountain Dew on your controller before
I
before
didn't spill
games.
anything on my controller. I just made the mistake of sitting on a table at Omni when there's like Rugrats running around with fucking bottles of Coke everywhere. But yeah, that game one, I get that was charity, dude. Picking Bowser is a mistake, but we live and learn. At some point, I probably will upgrade to a Cube controller, get one made. But for now, I make it work with what I got.
So, from what you've played on so far, what do you think the best controller is for Ultimate in your hands, Jack?
You know, I don't know. I can make it work with pretty much any controller. I think GameCube is the answer. I'm just not. It's been a long time since I played with one. I'm not used to the button placement. You play on the controllers for Switch for so long, you forget that the A and B is in the wrong spot. So I'm constantly doing special I'm not supposed to be. So that's just something you can unlearn if you go back to the normal layout. I do that a lot with other consoles too. I'll swap to I'll be playing something on my PC with an Xbox controller, and I'm pressing the back button constantly because they're in the wrong location. I don't know why Nintendo is committed to redesigning the wheel every time a console comes out, but it is what it is. So the buttons are backwards, but I could learn to play on a Cube controller, and I think that'd be the way to go. I also need to practice the button layout. I think for me, the button layout is more important than the actual controller. I need to play with a layout that makes short hop aerials easier. I need to get good at bumper jumper. That's just stuff that I don't use, and I should, because it's just a superior way to play the game.
Yeah, and I totally agree with what you're saying, and that's why I don't use a Pro controller, because I feel like it messes with me if I switch from Xbox to PlayStation. But the GameCube controller is so unique that I don't lose the muscle memory. I do think maybe the best setup now is what Slush and Saint have. They have a Pro controller that's been modded to run a GameCube plug. So all the things that are bad about a Pro controller, like having to disconnect, having the little bit of lag sometimes, having the interference, it gets rid of all of that. So you have all the best stuff, and you can just plug and play and unplug and leave. But those might be a little expensive, though. I gotta ask.
That probably is the best option, yeah.
I mean, button-wise, yeah. I think there's probably a few more pros to the Pro controller over GameCube, most notably the extra bumper button in the left. But otherwise, I like mashing the big green button in the middle and having my attacks come out. I don't like having to. I can readjust, but I've been playing Smash on a Cube controller for as long as they've allowed Cube controllers. So this is like melee on up, and since they never forced me to play a different controller, at this point, I don't even call them GameCube controllers anymore. They're just Smash controllers.
Yeah, because that's kind of what you use them for now. Unless you're playing old school Cube games, you don't really use them for anything but Smash.
No, not at all. So Anson, it seemed pretty clear, but are you sold 100% the GameCube is the way to go, or is it a Pro with mods on it to be a GameCube controller?
I'm biased. I think you should get a GameCube controller and put trigger plugs in them, get nice custom sticky sticks, thumbsticks, and run it. I think that's the best way.
So let's invert the question. What is the worst controller you've played Smash on? And this could be for any Smash game.
Wiimote on Brawl, easily, not even a question. Playing Wiimote on Brawl with the nunchuck was like some kind of Chinese torture experiment. Like it made me so angry trying to do any input.
That sounds awful. Smash Ultimate was actually my first Smash game. Like I had played Melee a few times just when people were playing it, but I didn't really play it, and I obviously any good. But then when Ultimate came out, I started playing. I now own all the Smash games and the consoles they're on, but Ultimate is where I started. So I have never experienced the Joy-Con on the Wii.
The Wiimotes,
Okay.
dude.
I'm gonna do you guys one better. There is actually a controller that is far worse and far just the most incorrect way to play Smash I've ever tried. And it's not the Wii remote, and it's not the Joy-Con. When Smash 4 came out, it was originally on the 3DS. So playing
Oh,
Smash on the 3DS was the worst experience I've ever had. You take a man who has been on GameCube controller for well over, I mean, damn near 2 decades at this point, and take away his C stick. You take away that sturdy control stick, and you're left with like this coin slider for a control stick, and you're telling me to mash out of a grab? No, fuck it, they can have it. They can have grab. They can have grabs all day. I ain't mashing for shit. Speaking of controller spikes, like imagine raging and then spiking and being like, "Well, if I can't play the game anymore because I broke my fucking system," like, okay.
And you could play on the Wii U with that, couldn't you? Like as a controller?
Yeah, the Wii U did have connectivity with DS systems, so yeah, someone could theoretically get used to that. But I don't know, man. You just can't take away the C stick from me and expect me to function.
Yeah, that's the problem with the one Joy-Con. I need the C stick.
But no, my worst experience on a controller was 3DS Smash, and then seeing people do these sheet combos. I'm like, you know what? You can have that. I'm just gonna keep my system working. So,
Yeah, seriously.
all right. So I think that's enough controller talk. We're gonna move on to a surprise section here, and Jack has no idea that I planned this out, but we're moving on to Smash trivia.
ooh, hell yeah.
Let's get it.
All right, we'll have some rules for this shit later, but basically, I'm just asking both of you guys, and you guys can answer at the same time. I'll tell which one of you is correct or whatever. Just asking questions. So this one is ungodly hard, but it's gonna make sense later. So in Smash Ultimate, who is the only character to have had their victory theme changed in an official patch?
Steve.
So that's Anson's answer. What about Jack?
Had their victory theme changed in an official patch?
Yes. Like the
Uh,
music that plays was changed officially, not through mods, just download an update and all of a sudden their music is different.
I'm trying to think, like, why would Nintendo do that? What character on the roster? Nintendo's huge on copyright, so I'm like, what character would give them copyright problems? I don't know.
So why do you say
Um,
Steve, Anson?
Well, because I didn't know you were talking about music. Steve, when he first came out, he was holding meat, and people said it looked like a dick, so they patched it out so that they didn't have it
Steve was
anymore.
holding meat. Okay.
Kids these days,
Let's just
you can change your you
say,
can change your answer, Anson. You're good.
Okay.
Well,
probably a DLC character, right? What, like Banjo or something? Was there like a rare copyright problem? I don't know.
here, I'll give both of you one hint each. So Jack, you can ask for a hint and make sure
Okay.
it's not like too generic. Like just a generic hint. I'll let you get a hint.
Okay. What is the primary color of the character?
Base color, I think it's white.
Huh.
And then Anson, you get a hint now.
Was it a DLC character?
No.
White non-DLC character.
Actually, you know what? You know what? All right, I'll give you a second color, and then you guys can throw in your answers, and I'll tell you the answer in a bit. White
Okay.
and blue are their primary colors.
White and blue.
Wow. That is really hard to think of without having a Switch in front of me.
Without having
Yeah.
like the characters in front of me, who's white and blue? Like, what is Crom white
No.
and blue? No,
Well, Crom is blue with silver.
blue and silver. Yeah, white and blue. It's probably super obvious. I just don't play
And
this character.
Mewtwo is
clearly.
white and purple.
White and purple. White and blue. Is that Greninja? Why would it be Greninja?
All right, I'm gonna give you guys the answer. I didn't structure this
Okay.
very well. It is indeed
Okay.
Crom.
It was Crom? Dude,
It was Crom.
I was right. I was right there. Crom was white and blue. Okay.
Crom is silver. It is not white.
Just okay. I'm sorry. I'm just going with basic colors here. I'm not be like magenta and turquoisey
partial credit
meringue.
for that. I was sniffing Crom. All right, I was on the right trail.
You had it.
All
I
right.
messed you up. You had it.
Yeah. All right.
So why Crom though? Why Crom?
So Crom actually shared a theme with Marth and Roy. And then after patch 3.0, he started sharing it with Lucina and Robin, which makes a hell of a lot more sense. There's actually differences in
Okay.
the victory themes for the Awakening characters versus like generic Fire Emblem characters. So
Okay.
it was changed in 3.0, and now you know.
Interesting. Now I do know.
I'm curious, why is Crom in Robin's victory screen?
That's just something. That's an artifact from Smash 4 because
Crawl was his super in Smash 4.
yeah, his Smash Ball. My God, we play Smash for a hobby, and I can't think of freaking what it's called. It's not a Smash Super. It's a
Final Smash.
Final Smash. There we go. That's how often we use it. It's atrophied in my brain. But yeah, no, Robin's Final Smash features Crom, and so that was just kind of a thing for them. So,
Oh, that makes sense.
but I like how Crom has nothing to do with Robin when it's just Crom by himself. So,
Yeah.
all right, I think I can give you guys one more trivia thing because I can find plenty more of this. What is Captain Falcon's real name?
That's John Falcon.
All right, that's it. So that's Boose's guess. What about Deldren?
John Captain Falcon.
We'll go with Fred. Fred C.
Fred.
Cap.
Fred Falcon. I love the alliteration. I hope that's the answer.
All right, yeah, this one's also pretty hard unless you've looked at Captain Falcon lore. His full name, I shit you not, is Captain Douglas J. Falcon.
Oh wait, yeah, I knew that. I've heard that before. Huh.
I'm almost wondering if I should hire a voice actor to for when you select Captain Falcon to have him just say Douglas.
Douglas.
Be a good mod.
That'd be funny. Maybe Griever could do that for me. Just, Douglas wins.
Douglas Punch.
That's exactly what I want to.
Douglas Punch.
All right, I'll save the rest of the trivia I have for later. We're going to move on to the next section. And possibly the most thought-provoking one is we get to $5.99 a character. And we can do Falco and Crom. We can do one or the other. It doesn't really matter. We've done a few of these before. So where would you like to start, Anston? How would you like to improve one of your characters through $6?
Crom is easy. Have up B, have super armor, the entire move with an active hitbox. That character's unstoppable. Tier 1. Like
All right. Is that the only change you make for him?
I honestly think that's all he needs. Like I think Crom is solid outside of that.
This isn't what they need. This is what they could be. Go all in. Give him some stupid shit.
Oh, give me Joker's counter. Like
Ooh.
There you go. The counter range is huge. There you go.
Yeah, and it's so fast, and if you whiff it, you can just do it again.
Okay, I like that. I'm gonna add flavor to Crom because he learns Ether, right? But Ether in Fire Emblem is 2 attacks meshed into one. One is called Soul, it restores health, and the other is called Luna, it ignores defense. So if we were to translate that into Smash, the first hit could restore a little bit of health, and the last hit could ignore shield. What do you think?
Yes.
Is that worth $5.99?
Yes.
That's
I
awesome.
would pay $30 for that.
Why doesn't Ike have that?
Crom had if his side B pushed him forward a little bit, so he had another recovery option. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're pushing $15 territory with Crom, but at the same time, he does have a lot of good stuff already, but just getting back throwed Baird and then all of a sudden you're out of a jump or something like that. It'd be nice to have him have some horizontal shit too.
Yeah, like Ike.
Yeah. Jack, what would you add to Crom?
I don't know. I don't play him. I think Anston covered all the pieces he's missing, really.
Yeah.
I was saying it makes it really hard to, edge guard Ike when Ike has 2 different recovery options. But I would love it if Crom had some sort of thing. Even if you side beat in air and it just pushed you considerably farther when you did it, that would be doable. Side beat, jump, air dodge to ledge.
Awesome. Well, your other character, you're still playing Falco, right?
Yeah. I was really thinking about dropping the bird and just going back to solo Crom because I feel like playing bird has hurt my Crom a bit, but I still love bird.
What does bird need to make it not hurt your Crom?
Bird needs a better grab range, first of all. That grab range is terrible. And he's got wings. Why can't he fly? Why does he only have 2 jumps? He should have 3 jumps. He has wings all the time.
If anything, he should have at least 2 2 extra midair jumps because Sephiroth only gets 1 with his 1 wing. Falco has 2, so technically he should be able to jump, 4 times, like the normal 1, 2, and then up B.
That's just math.
Yeah.
Real simple there.
Since Wolf's laser does 8 and Falco's does 3, it'd be nice if Falco's did 8.
I was thinking, you told me that the grab range was low on Falco, and I'm like, that is a far cry from Melee, where his grab. Wait, no, I'm thinking of Marth. Never mind. I completely scratched that. I think the extra midair jumps kind of make it a nightmare because I've seen you use your double jump to like double dare me, and I'm thinking, triple to quad dare would be kind of a nightmare. I'm never going to recover low ever again.
God, that would be so awesome.
So what else is there? I like Falco's down B reflector. I just wish that he could also like hold it in place how he used to in the older games to sort of have it static like Fox. So I was actually talking to Jack about this earlier, but maybe the initial down B, he holds it on him, and then if you push another attack button while holding the shield there, he just kicks it out like he normally does. That way he can have a close range sort of, how Wolf uses his reflector in some of his combos, just be able to do that with Falco.
Yeah, I really wish that Falco had melee shine. But like on that thought, I've never thought about it. But yeah, hold down B, he shines, and if you like half circle forward, and he'll just kick it out.
Yeah, that would be that's some sort of mechanical way to do that. And then
awesome.
What else? I feel like his laser feels really clunky compared to like Wolf's or Fox's. Again, I only really have melee to compare him to because that's the last time I played Falco as melee. I just remember being able to short hop, fire laser, and like do something afterwards. As where if you push B with Falco, you're kind of locked in there for a little bit. I mean, unless they're moving around being dumb, they're not going to be hit by that. Like, what do you think on Falco laser? Does it need improving? Is it already busted? What is it?
I think it needs improving. I think it needs to be a little faster. Like with melee, you can do the 3 ranges. You can do jump high laser, jump mid, and jump low. You can't really do that in Ultimate because it's too slow.
Damn. All right. So we just increase or lessen the cooldown of that move, and then by a little bit because it's kind of a big projectile, all things considered.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be as like obviously as fast as Fox is, but if it was just a little bit faster, I think it would feel better.
Yeah, I hear that. Anything to add to that, Jack? Have you played Falco at all recently?
He's slow to act out of his laser, but that's just kind of Ultimate the game. That's not really even like a problem unique to Falco. Most characters are just slow to get out of their special. That's like a mechanics thing across the entire game, not just him. But yeah, no, I think he pretty much covered it.
Awesome. Well, that's your $5.99 Falco and your $5.99 Crom coming to you soon from a dedicated modder. I imagine someone in the audience is going to be listening to us and be like, "Oh, I know what to do for Crom." And before you know it, we're given basically the Project Plus of Ultimate ideas, because if it's all broken, none of it's broken.
Yes,
That's right.
Very true.
So good shit. I like that. With that, I think we can bring things to a close here. Anson, thank you for your time. Thanks for wanting to jump on so early in our podcasting career while we're still making mistakes and tripping over our own fucking feet doing this. So.
Yeah, thanks for jumping in. It was fun.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I think it's a great idea and can't wait for more.
Awesome. Well, with that, guys, we're going to close this out. Appreciate your time. I'm Anthony. I go by my tag's Year Too Late. We've had, everyone else can sign out too. So.
Yeah, I'm Jack. My tag is Jack. There you go.
I'm Anson Evans. My tag's Deldren.
Good enough. Alrighty, guys, we're done here. We will hopefully see you soon. Hope you enjoyed that. We're looking forward to the comments. Yeah, that's basically it. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next time.